Tunde BAKARE slams Buhari over clampdowns on Sunday IGBOHO, NNAMDI KANU. Tunde BAKARE, the founder of Citadel Global Community Church, has slammed President Buhari for clamping down on secessionist leaders Sunday IGBOHO and NNAMDI KANU. During his sermon on Sunday, July 25th, 2021, the clerical was the running mate to Buhari when the president contested the presidential election on the platform of the now defunct Congress for Progressive Change (CPC) in 2011 and lost, said while he does not support the violence against the country, Buhari is spending too much energy on IGBOHO and KANU, whom he noted were not Nigeria's problems. He therefore maintained that the country must restructure and no one can stop it. I don't support any act of violence, taking up arms against the country and killing people, those who are in the realm of criminality, and anybody doing that must be brought to book, BAKARE said amid prayers and declarations. However, we must realize that what has given rise to the agitations is lack of justice and equity. When there is justice, when there is equity, agitation will die down. How can you be expending so much energy on IGBOHO and KANU? IGBOHO and KANU are not Nigeria's problems. Nigeria must restructure and no one can stop that. Addressing Buhari, BAKARE continued, "Have you forgotten that you vowed never to contest again? I said not so. I showed you how you can win next election and you agreed to run and you won. I was not considering myself, but I was concerned about how Nigeria can become great. Winning an election is a different thing, doing the right thing is another. No one must behave as if Nigeria is a personal property. Nigeria must be set free and any obstruction along the way must be removed. It must get out of the way. I declare to you, Nigeria for Nigeria movement. I am prepared to lead this movement. Nigeria is not a one-man property. This movement will liberate Nigeria." Alright, okay, the message of course is very much what every Nigerian obviously knows. And it's just like, how do we have a system of accountability where we can keep up? Because I think the key thing that he said is it's one thing to win an election and it's one thing to do the right thing. Because you've won an election does not mean that from then on you're just there, you don't do anything, you've won, you're in power, so you can relax. Absolutely not. And I think that's a key thing that we must take from this, which obviously makes sense and all that. Somebody says, wait a minute, in as much as I don't really attack men of God, I still need to ask you this question, sir. Does it mean God never shows who Buhari was before asking him to contest? Yeah, because the man literally said you never wanted to contest, but I urged you, basically saying, you know what, because I told you, not because I told you, but because he also gave him the motivation to contest, and at that time he actually won. So I guess there's sort of that tie. But again, it's just like, no one really saw Buhari coming. We knew everything was worse, but I don't think we're at a point where we're expecting an even worse, much worse situation than where we were in 2015. So again, it's like, okay, but who would have known? And then 2019 absolutely most likely had been rigged. There had been some biases, compromises somewhere, and things were just not adding up, which of course things are not adding up. But yeah, really and truly, that's actually what it is, like literally. So no one really could have known. I just think that it's a different thing when you know that something should not happen or keep happening, and yet you consciously or subconsciously you enable such things. So with letting some politicians go about and do certain things without having a system of consequences and all that, they will always continue doing all these kind of things. So yeah, we never really saw this coming. It doesn't really matter who is there. If you're in power and you're bad, of course you'll be called out. And yeah, somebody here says, so it's becoming clearer and clearer that Nigeria does not belong to the North alone. Maybe it's becoming clearer to the Northerners that are in power, but yeah. Somebody here says, speaking the truth, but this administration says anybody who has diverse view from theirs as enemy. And that is I don't know, because the government is, in a way, you can say it's a representation of its people. So it's like that mentality of trying to speak up against something or basically call out and basically say this is wrong. Why should that be seen as as an intimidation thing where your pride is deflated and all of a sudden, you're being rebellious. It's like, what kind of community and mentality do you need to cultivate to get out of that? Because that's actually like, if you look at the normal Nigerian society, when you look at the disparities between the older generation and the younger generation, especially in the way that they relate to each other, that is very much a manipulative tool, where there's pressure for the young people to keep quiet and just let the old people do stuff because they don't want to be seen as rebellious or diversive or divisive, whatever way. So yeah, someone says, Bakare, you are the vice president. Can you say, or if you're the vice president, can you say what you're saying now? Well, what is the vice president even doing right now? Because I think Nigerians are confused as to what his role even is. Really. Somebody here says, great man of God, continue to warn those that behave like Nebuchadnezzar. By sudden destruction will come if... Oh, okay. True talk of wisdom from Pastor Bakare to all these people. The lopsided bias, corrupt, nepotistic, and naive leadership of the style of Buhari necessitated the proliferation of insecurity and agitation for separatism by different ethnic groups in the country. Buhari has always been a confused and visionless person who is very good at pushing rats in a house that is already in flames. Honestly, some people just not have been aware, but looking at Buhari, like, what? Why did we vote? Obviously, it's when you've gone through something, you can start analyzing like why you could have done something differently or why you did something in the first place. But still, like, because I doubt that he's changed. The only change is that he's in power and he's been there for a long time. But the fact is, even before he was protesting and campaigning, what was seen in Buhari that we're like, yes, we'll vote for you? What was that? Because there were no presidential debates, if I can remember, and especially when it comes to communication, we just never suspected these things. And I guess Nigerians always have hope. Every election, there's this. It's very consistent, not gonna lie, but it's a thing with Nigerians where with every election there is hope, but then it's like Nigerians do the same thing every single time and expect a different outcome, and it doesn't make sense. I understand the hope that maybe this person would be the one to change Nigeria, maybe, but then it's like you haven't really. You're too dependent on who is there and just choosing rather than understanding that you must have standards for who you'd want to be there. And if your standards are not met, then maybe, there's no election and, we have a system where the people come to a decision or something. I'm just saying we need to be sure of who we're voting for because voting is very much important and every vote counts. But in a country like this, people realize that not every vote really counts, but we have to understand that with the division of the North and the South, every vote counts. Put what you think about this in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.